So when I first received the letter, I opened it and I actually thought, this can't be for me. Surely I don't think I come under that category of extremely clinically vulnerable. So one of the first things I did was I rung my GP surgery and asked them, did they think I should be on the list? And of course they said yes. So it was a shock, a real shock to begin with. In fact, it was a total shock, to be honest, and I just had to step back from the situation and take stock, really, of what had happened and how that was going to impact on me. So by that time we were already working from home, so that sort of side of it was okay. But it was the more about the sort of social isolation, not being able to go out and see people and see my family, young grandchildren. So with the shielding, then that impacted on me being able to keep in touch with my daughter, who lives about a mile away, and she at the time had, during the very first lockdown, she had a 5-month-old baby, and she was quite apprehensive herself about coming out, and I couldn't go to her. So previously I'd been sort of doing window visits and stuff like that, but so she was very cut off as well, and that impacted on both of us. The stress of knowing that she was there and I was here, and I couldn't sort of support her and help her, with that situation. So it was quite tough to get your head round, really. During the first lockdown, it was very hard. I think everything was new to everybody. Nobody could really sort of give you support because nobody really knew what they were doing themselves. So the bonus was we had such a really good summer, and we were could sort of spend time outdoors. My husband was also away at the time as well, so it was quite a difficult time, to be stuck, and it felt like that. It felt like I was stuck. Yeah. But we got through it, and it was easy the second lockdown, because the government had sort of allowed you then to form your bubble with your family members, and so that in itself took the pressure off a lot, and you could see your sort of close family members and your grandchildren. There was a lot of conflicting information coming out initially because, of course, it was a new phenomena, and there were theories that were coming through that actually were then retracted later on. So I limited myself to seeing the news once a day in the end, because I think it just worked out better for me just to take it in once a day rather than to keep revisiting it and sort of getting more confused. By the time we got to the second lockdown, I think we were all into the sort of groove and more accepting, and we knew we had to do it. I think the impact of the shielding, it made you realise what you had before you lost it. You didn't really think you had much, but you actually did. You had your liberty. You could come and go as you wanted. You could go to a restaurant, go to the cinema, go swimming, go to the gym. All those things were sort of taken away from you. So it was quite a culture shock. And even now, I don't really think about going out to a restaurant because you've sort of gotten into a habit of not doing it, and eventually it will come back.